Welcome to web design. We're in chapter 4 and we're going to be doing the colors assignment today. So here is an example what you can create for this exercise. You can see that what we have, we're looking here at a table and we're looking at placing individual objects in this table, and we have a list of color-coded words. So this is what we're going to be creating in this lab. So what do we need to do? We're going to go inside our portfolio, and we're going to create a folder called Colors in your Unit 4 folder. And you're going to add a folder inside the Colors folder named Images. So here I am inside my portfolio. See, it says Portfolio L. Hadley. And I'm going to go into Unit 4. I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it Colors. Inside the Colors folder, I'm going to make a folder called Images. So you make note of it's capitalized, right? And you got colors here. Now I'm going to go into my course resource files, and they have a bunch of pictures for this unit according to the color that you can choose. So I'm going to go here to Unit 4. Now I have a choice between all these different colors, and for a reason of this exercise, I haven't done cyan yet, so I'll choose cyan. So I'm going to go inside this, and I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to hold down my Shift key and click the last one. So that means I'm going to save all of these. Right-click, copy. Now I'm going to steer back to where I was. So here I am back in Unit 4 Colors, and I'm going to put my images in my Images folder. I right-click, paste. So that pastes all the images from that folder into this. So we're going to proceed with the assignment. Okay, the next page tells us that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Put all your images into Unit 4 Colors Images folder. So now we're on page 6. What does it say? We're going to open the code for colors. We're going to copy and paste this code into the Notepad document. Then you're going to save the file as index.html. Okay, so I grab my code for colors down here, click it up, and I start up here, and I'll come all the way down. Now they did green. We're not going to do green. We're doing cyan. So hold down my Shift key, grab the last one. So I've got everything selected. You can go Control A and select everything too. Right click, copy. Close this down. Now I'm going to go to my Microsoft key. I'm going to All Programs. I'm going to go into Accessories. And I'm going to select Notepad. So here's Notepad. So you just right click, paste everything into here. Or if you prefer, if you have a text editor you like to use, go ahead and use that. Now you notice in here, we've got something you haven't seen before. This is comment coding. So in other words, you read this and you take away the comments as you're done reading them. And what's that's going to do is that's going to free up this other stuff. See, here it says below is the table that holds your pictures, blah, blah, blah. Give them the generic names. Change the names below to what you've changed your pictures. You also need to change your text styles and sheets to the color names you're using. Okay, so this is going to tell us basically what we're told in other places too. So you come down here and it tells you that you don't want to forget to add alt tags to describe the photos. So that's going to be pretty easy to do. In case you have any trouble figuring that out, here they give you an example. Okay? So with this in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize my notepad here. Oh, I need to save it, don't I? That's correct. Go File, Save As. So I'm going to navigate into Portfolio Unit 4 Colors, and in this one I'm going to call this what? Index.html. There we go. So I'm going to minimize this. Let's see what they want us to do. This tells you how to set up your code. It's basically the thing that I just did. The next thing it wants to do is change titles and backgrounds. Okay, so we're going to change the title. We're going to replace the background. We're going to replace the table background. And we're going to change the center title. And we're going to find the part of the HTML code that instructs the browser to span the class title and change the code. All right, so let's go there. So we're going to go up. This is cyan, okay? Greener than green. All right. So what can we call this? I don't know, cryptic cyan, okay? So I just changed the title. See, here I am, right here. So it tells you right here, below is a title tag. Whatever you put between the title will appear at the very top of your web browser. Change it to say something that describes what your page is about. Take out this comment. Delete. Okay, so below is the style tag. This is where you can change the background color and the color of the text. BG color is the background color and text is the color of the text. Well, I knew that. Maybe you didn't. So I'm going to delete that comment. Click delete key. All right. So close up these spaces just a little bit. I won't close it up too much. Just makes it easier for you to read perhaps. So background color. So I have a cyan. So what's going to show up against cyan? All right, in case you haven't seen the cyan, if you remember what it looks like, it's kind of a bluey green, kind of like SeaWorld, right? So what's going to show up against blue-green? Well, kind of a yellow-orange, I would think. So maybe we can make our table background color that. Now, with this exercise, they gave us a colors chart, and I can pull up the colors chart if you would like. So you have several different colors to choose from here. There are several web pages out there that will give you HTML codes as well that are easy and fun to use. What I'm going to look for is a khaki background and a light gray table background. Now let's publish this. So you can see it's called Cryptic Cyan here, and you can see the light gray background, but you can't see anything else yet because a lot of this stuff has been commented out. So what we're going to do is we're going to change some more stuff. Now we get to the fun part of this assignment where we identify different colors we want to use in the titles, plus we're going to go in and we're going to find those images that we just downloaded and we're going to add them in place of the green stuff. Okay, what we're going to do is we've done this. We've changed the background color, and we've changed the background of the chart. So now we go into the HTML code that refers to the center title and change the name of the title and the color. So right down here, almost all the way to the bottom, where it's right after it says don't forget to add your alt tags to describe the photos, I see what they're talking about. Here's where the name of the color appears. So I changed green to cyan, and I changed title green to title cyan. Then I also went up to where title green is, all the way up in the CSS code, and I changed that. So I changed the title green to the title cyan, and I put in a new color. I put in the cyan color from the chart. So let me go find that again. Here's the chart. Here's cyan, and here's the hexadecimal code for cyan right here. So this is a color I used to write the word cyan with. And you can see this 00FFFF is the cyan color. So the next thing it wants me to do is to find the part of the CSS code that refers to text lime, change the name and color. And then we're going to do this with all the colors that they choose. So this is where we're going to go to a different website. I know we've got our chart of colors, but that is a very limited selection. There's other places we can go. I chose a site called computerhope.com/HTML color. Now you can tell, it has the standard HTML colors, but you can have every particular shade and it has names for them, which I think is pretty interesting that you don't have to make them up so much. So here's my cyan colors. I have a number to choose from, so I can have a nice variety. Or if I want to do a color picker, this also has a color picker option. I know some of you guys prefer that kind of thing. So you can click on the hexadecimal, and that should bring up the color picker. And so right here, somebody's chosen a purple. I can slide this down to say green. So I can choose a green color I want. Say that's the green color I want. So right there is the hexadecimal code for that green color. So some people prefer this. I like this section with the names here. It's just straight out front. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to choose some cyany green blues. Okay, there's regular blues. So we want kind of an oceany kind. There we go. So first one I'm going to do is butterfly blue. So let me copy that. Control C. And I'm going to go into my code where it says lime. I'm going to call this butterfly blue. Remember, underscore if you're going to, instead of a space. And I come down here and I change the color code. So I highlight that and right click paste. So next I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to find a color for in place of chartreuse. That was butterfly blue. So let's go to Dodger blue. That's a blue dress. How about that? That's a lot darker. I'm going to highlight this. I get a Control C for copy. And I come back to my thing here instead of chartreuse. I'm going to call this blue dress blue. And I'm going to replace the color. Control V for paste. Let me find another color. Day sky blue. How about that? Isn't that nice and pretty? Grab that. And we'll just color this. Right click paste. Make sure you spell these things right. Okay, let's take another color. Let's go for turquoise. It's kind of plain Jane. And right click paste. So I'm going to do, let's do a sea green. So you get the general idea of this. I'm going to be replacing all these green colors with cyan colors. I'm going to save it. And the next thing it does is tell me to go to the pictures and change, put in the change for the image. So let's do that. So here are my pictures. They're inside the images folder. We'll start with bottle. Okay, coming down. So I'm going to take out this comment, which will release the table actually. Okay, I can delete that, so now we'll be able to see the table as we're working with it. So the first one was bottle, right? So I take the word aqua here and replace green here and replace with aqua. Okay, or cyan. So what I'm going to do here is replace all my instances of green with cyan. So we have all these pictures to put in. So my first thing with cyan bottles, come up here and replace cyan blanket with cyan bottle. So go back to my pictures. Crystals. Crystals, okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the colors, where I placed all the green colors with aqua colors. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all the green pictures with the cyan pictures. Okay, so now let me go back and look at the next one. Okay, capital hard hat. Okay, let's go there. So I'm going to change this to crystal. Change this to hard hat. Okay, so I'm going to do umbrella. So let me take out some comments here. Don't forget to add your alt tags. I did it. All right, let me see where we're at. I'm going to save this. And let me run the code. So I'm going to refresh the site. And yeah, it looks like it's replaced everything all right. But I don't see cyan seashell. So I'm going to go back in there and see if I spelled it wrong or something. So I'm going to minimize this. We'll go back and look at how it's spelled. It's just seashell, one word. I must have spelled it with two. So let me pull this up. Yes, I did two words. It's one word. We'll save it again. And let me refresh my page and see if it worked. Yes, it came up. You can't see the whole thing. Maybe I can reduce this in size a little bit. Come on out. That's what it looks like so far. So you see, I need to change this, these color words. So here we have the different colors. So what we're going to do is we're going to write these different colors in the different color names. So the first one is called title cyan, and this butterfly blue. So I'm going to copy that. And come on down. And I'm going to paste it in there. And then I'm going to put in here butterfly. That's a color name. Come back up here. Blue dress, blue. So I can come down and call this one blue dress. Call this blue dress. So now I'm going to go and replace the rest of the green colors with our blue colors. I'm going to save it. And we'll see what it looks like. Refresh. So here's all these cyan colors. Let me see blue dress if I've done that right. Come back and see blue dress. Maybe I should replace that. Let me see if I've got something I prefer. How about teal? We'll do teal. Bring this back up. Blue dress, blue becomes teal. And then I replace the hexadecimal number. Right click paste. Save it again. We'll change that blue dress to teal. We'll save it. And we'll refresh it. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay, looking at this, is there anything else I want to change? Perhaps I should change the color of this box. And maybe the color of the background. That cyan just doesn't pop. It needs something maybe a little more yellow to it. I like this kind of khaki background, but I need something to contrast with the khaki. So how about a light yellow? Let me try a light yellow, see what that looks like. So we'll come back here. Chart of colors. Let's find us a light yellow. Khaki again. Here it is. We'll try this one. I'll come back to my background color. So I'm changing my CSS code for background color. So right click, paste, save it. Go back to my website and refresh. Yeah, I think that shows up a little better. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so there's my website. That's what I turn in. Oh, I need to change this. Photos courtesy of K-12. Just a second. I think that's what we're supposed to say. Okay, so I gotta save it. Now, okay, for me to turn this in, if I just turn this HTML file, my teacher's not going to see my lovely chart, right? Another thing is make sure you're taking out all the comments. The comments, remember, had explanation point and slashes. If you didn't know what was a comment and what wasn't, go back and see what I deleted earlier, okay? All right, let me minimize this and I'll refresh it finally. And there you go, photos by K12.com. So I'm all ready to turn this in. So what do? I go back to my folder, and there's my colors folder. So I'm going to right click colors, and I'm going to go send to compressed zip file. So there's my color zip. So that's what I turn into Miss Hadley. Okay. Any questions? Call me. Thank you.